they've always displayed a great deal of team play when they put the effort in, but seems like at times they just get in over their head. I will have to say Emmy and Letney have been perhaps a little bit quiet in the past matchups, most certainly, whilst, you know, Otto and Esperanto have always been able to keep up the pace. So again, there's always going to be discrepancies, but still Contact, it felt like it wasn't just, it's not like they would be lacking the skill, it's more like they would be lacking the motivation. At least that's the feeling I got, and I hope that they were able to get past that, as we said, right? And again, we do see that. Again, yeah, this is going to be a great stepping stone. I think there's no point in even dragging the point as long as we had already. This is it. I mean, they have to prove themselves worthy right here, right now. As we can see, the pistol as well going finally live. Let's see who's the best out of the two here.
I'm looking forward to this one. Hard Legion starting on the T side this time. Contact going to be beginning us here on CT side. A hell of a lot of utility bought by Hard Legion to start this T side. A Molotov, 4 flashbangs, 2 mollies even. Kick this one off. So it is going to be a brute force attempt execution style round that we should be seeing from Hard Legion. They have plenty of the utility to make this sort of round possible. Contact on the other side, though, fairly standard setup. Just the single player with the defuse kit, 2 flashbangs to support it as well. But Hard Legion, more of a direct approach down towards Banana. No map splits, no hunting of the information early, just going to be playing into those defaults. Ships will spot out at least the early info. Hard Legion will apply just that little bit of pressure. Flashbangs over the top, smokes to follow. Molotovs down into the corner. Molotov failed, actually, the first one. Be a vital little miss there. Ships gets away with the nice entry as well. Dancing around the pillar, somehow still alive, finally to be closed out. But again, 2 for 2 trade, back to a 3-on-3, but they do have Esperanto ready to press.
Vital for the retake here. Of course, Emmy having to have found at least the first. But Hard Legion, they seem to be very patient. Taking their time, they know they can draw this out a little bit longer. Esperanto gets spotted, the reaction a bit slow and sloppy, and it's Letney to at least keep it even. Still Otto comes on through. Ooh. Just the one. 20 seconds, that's the bomb. Sviat, well enough. 1-on-1.
Still doable here. Bomb is down and has to be collected, but Letney step ahead of the game, closing things out here in round number 1. Pistol going to Contact. Hard Legion, after not getting a bomb plant, should be standard eco to come.
Indeed it is going to be. We do see that a little bit of a cut-close situation, but Letney's able to keep his aim steady and keep the game going. Contact vital that they picked themselves up a little bit of a decent enough of a beginning. Pistol is always a good motivational speaker, if one could point it out like that. It gives you that extra little bit of nudge at the start of the game. Fortunately, economically speaking, you are still kind of screwed, so they can't really afford to lose against this force buy, or they'll find themselves on a different kind of edge. Letney and Esperanto. This crossfire has to work out. They're going to be blinded fully. Letney already down. Esperanto tag. This is a problem. A push coming through. Excuse me. Esperanto. That's enough. Although Letney still quiet as Forrest and Sviat keep the even Stevens here.
Be aware of someone at least inside of this pit position as well, but might have just adjusted at the perfect time. Letney catches out both of them. Again, not being able to secure the bomb site. Plant will not go down. Money will be again limited. The force buy this time not having any effect at all on the side of Contact. A good couple of kills, but not totaling enough to win the round. Should be a 3-0 start here for the Contact side. Off to a great beginning so far, especially considering this is the map pick of Contact themselves. It is good to see them off the mark early in this map, so Hard Legion. Standard eco should be a 3-0 beginning, although pistols, short on Kevlar opponents, can't take away the scariness of these Desert Eagles, though. But a good start from Letney. Great nade to open things up. Just taken down Kinky as well. Already into a 5-on-3. and should be pretty much determined that a 3-0 start should come through before Hard Legion's first gun round. Money-making machines of those MP9s doing a great job as well. Forrester, does return one, but expected when you've got players going aggro looking to build up their money with the MP9s, but at least a confident start from Contact.
Definitely a bit of a boost and bit of a heads up. Gives them that, like we said, slap on the ass to keep the horse running. Hard Legion, the first gun round will be a good testament to their skill, though. We've said last week specifically it was a tough week for them, given that they basically got completely smacked in the, I believe it was, help me out here, it was the AGF, the last game of the night, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very long one, right?
A very long one, yeah. We finished on Overpass. We had Inferno there, which they lost in OT. So it was a bit of a hit and a miss. And it was a scary Hard Legion failure that kind of puts it into perspective. And what I mean by that is a team like Hard Legion should never have lost against AGF, let alone being drawn out to OTs and barely scraping by with the victory on the third map. So it puts them to a great test right here as well. Contact likewise, both having to improve and eager to fight, eager to win. This is exactly what you want to see. Contact though, still keeping up good defense. Look at how passive in CT they hold this.
What you love to see from a Contact side, yeah, just playing super defensive, and especially with Hard Legion now sort of being lured into this false sense of security. They are going to be hyper aware that somebody could be pressed into library, but the angle that Esperanto has, the timing, might have just been a killer right here as Crad gets away with the early entry. Also good return, but already pinned down. Gets away with 2 actually. Well, at least trades off the difference, but as Pit has been compromised, the site will follow. Bomb will be planted, of course, and back to a 3-on-3 with Emmy on the MP9, especially with ships as well. The weapons are weakened. Contact will have to pull off incredibly clean retake if they do want to survive here in this round. Maybe even a save on the cards if they can scramble some better weapons. But with the MP9s, you want to be attempting this. They've got weapons where you can send them in and not be too worried about losing them, perhaps. Although time, of course, as it is ticking, playing for the exits most likely. But this is Hard Legion getting there first on the board.
Yes, it is. Contact, of course. They do have a valuable enough of inventory that they could have kept it alive if they wanted to, but Esperanto and Ships both being a little bit too greedy to try and find exit frags, whilst being able to keep the numbers for Hard Legion low as well, which kind of helps in that regard. Although, the first to Hard Legion does mean they will not let this one slide too quickly, nor too quickly. Well, too easily. And Rage on the op. Been a valuable asset to Hard Legion, especially last week. I think he's shown that tenacity, I guess, is the word I can use, and also being able to keep up with all the pressure that comes with that. Because it's one thing to continuously frag, but it's also very hard to mentally be prepared for a challenging moment where you perhaps lose a vital round. It's 14-14. You're fragging out of your mind and you fail a shot. That could derail some players. It does. And a player like Ray, young as he is, it definitely puts it into perspective. And see how Contact could keep this still at the lead, though. Like the first is theirs.
Little double play on that short position will keep at least the advantage in the hands of Contact for now. Ships, though, as we've seen previous iterations of Contact playing Inferno, solo B hold for now. With the read that Contact have got, they have beautifully understood the information here at the moment. Emmy already boosted onto Flower Pot. Ships in the corner, they'll spot the player, but the lineup good enough. Double to be found. It does return the trade, but it's back to a 4-on-2. The advantage massively now. That Contact hand. The bomb will go down. No, it will not. Esperanto far too fast on the flank. Takes out Sviat. Incredibly clean round. Only losing a single player in the offset as well. 4 on the board for Contact. Hard Legion taking a bit of a reset. 3 players not able to buy.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a little bit in the morning, especially with the way they got bamboozled. If they had the bomb plant, perhaps there would be more than just measly few deagles on the table right now. But instead, they're gonna have to be dealt with a bit of a 5 hold, and Otto takes a chance, does lose his head almost, so needs to be careful when he tries to be heroic like a few hard hitters. And Krad will be the first to fall at least. Esperanto. Nate to make it up for. This is exactly what we want to see. I mean, confidence is key in this case. Good stuff by Esperanto.
Much better, yeah. Just handling the eco nicely. Contact know that this is an opportunity for them to at least secure a little bit more outstretched in this first half. Very clean round from them as well. Money now behind them, at least to be able to support for a buy if things do go wrong. Hard Legion will be able to reinvest Rage onto the AWP. Will swap out for the pay in return. A bit of a rough start for Hard Legion. First round on the board, sure, but not yet really off the mark. And with Contact looking fairly comfortable, it's going to be difficult for Hard Legion to be able to take back in their favor. Rage will hold the angle, although Esperanto, he is hungry enough, he's determined enough to go for the press down towards mid. We'll wait for the flashbang. Some sort of support, but Esperanto, he spots the info. Misses the first spray, though. Inky able to back up his teammate. Find the initial frag and make things a lot harder now for Contact. Their mid control gone. Hard Legion sort of pushing their way up through both mid and banana. It is Contact that will have to revert back to the defaults, preferring to stack the A side. It is Hard Legion now that have a decision on their hands. With the first kill found, the mid control taken back at least, they can pretty much decide to go anywhere here, and it seems like the A site will be their choice. Rotation always available. Hard Legion just putting the pressure on now. Peek out, though, from Rage, losing the first.
Oh, yeah.
Otto finds 2.
Well, that's what happens when you're a little bit too curious, as Contact will be able to repay them at least a tiny bit of a favor. Still gonna be a hay hit, as you say. And Kinky might have been able to gain access into the backsides without too much repercussions. Although Ship seems to be aware this is an important angle for him. It's off angle as well, hardly to be expected. And all of a sudden, Sviat and Krad are left in a 2-on-2 op coming in through short. So this is going to be a little bit easier. Sviat, good start. He sees the second. Ships needs to win this duel or take a bit of a chill pill and don't die before the rotation comes through. Gets the kill as well. That's excellent. 15 seconds. Krad still able to keep high spirits though. 11 seconds. Time is everything. Emmy, he's now entering through arches. He takes his time. He knows that it's all here in the moment, and he's gonna move in quickly. Krad plants in time, pulls out the op, but misses the shot as Emmy saves it. And that is what you need. That is what Contact needed all along. Finally, a little bit of life, and good stuff from Emmy. He goes when he knows that the bomb has to go down, although it's a little bit of a risk, but he goes.
Great hold from Otto as well to open up the round, but Contact, yeah, relying on players to keep their composure, and that is exactly what they were able to do. Hard Legion, sure, the round loss bonus at maximum now as they've lost enough to stack it tall. Only get AKs out of it. The bomb plant supplementing the cash. No AWP for Rage this time, though, just not wanting to take that risk, even if it was affordable. Great nade to start things off. Forrester down to 51, just above half of his health. This is a very, very confident showing from Contact so far. This is much better than what we saw previous, or at least the start of the series against Honoris. They did get the reverse sweep and close it out 2-1, but it's nice to see them responding well here to a very confident CT-sided start. Letney on the corner, though, can play a part in this with the hold. Esperanto gets away with 1 over peaks, maybe, but no, finds 3. Beautiful extension. A little bit ballsy, but we'll take it. Krad and Sviat trade the kills back to a 3-on-2.
I'm not even sure they realized they got the kill in pit, as Krad is still keenly keeping an eye out. Sviat, though, takes the fight, and Sviatoslav will find himself nothing but the loss of Krad. And, well, there goes one more. Although, he might be able to escape in time to wiggle around the edges, try to play the time itself. As Emmy and Otto have a smoke, now a Molotov even, and a second smoke. This should be plenty enough, all the lineup. Oh, Sviatoslav, unfortunately, that's not going to be enough, yeah. 7-1, contact, Emmy and Otto play it beautifully. As they salvage the round yet again, and this is what you would expect out of contact. This is what you need to expect out of a team like contact.
Far so good. 7-1, and like you say, they are really starting to look like just the comprehensive side that we know they can be. They've shown us a lot in terms of winning individual maps and being able to maybe brute force their way through series, but against a competent side like Hard Legion, it's great to see them performing more of a holistic side. They look very, very good right now. Rage taking a massive hit at the start. Ships does get returned back to around pretty much exact same health. So damage has been offset quite nicely, although with Hard Legion again sort of putting the pressure onto these investments where utility is quite limited, where they don't have an AWP on Rage, and where essentially they are just praying that the roundless bonus keeps them afloat here. It is always a dangerous footstep to take here in a game like this, especially with the run of rounds that they've got so far. Esperanto maybe oversteps the line, but just gets away safely. Beyond the smoke he goes. Rage heavily tagged up now. Hard Legion will commit up toward the A-bomb site, at least for the first couple players. Molotov slows them down for now, but no reason to overextend. They've got 50 seconds to play with. Oh, Crad, he's going to do the right thing there. Catches Emmy on the corner. Great first entry. At least now keeps contact guessing. They can't yet commit to a site hold, knowing now that Crad is in CT. They've got to play split.
Oh, Otto. Got a lineup, misses his chance. Molotov will force him to react with a smoke. Okay, through the wall, collateral double. Yeah, that is, you know, that is what you love it about Otto and D. When he pulls out the big D's, you know it's gonna be big D's. And well, oh, misses the second shot, misses the third shot though. I might have needed to shut down there. That is gonna be a little bit of a hiccup. It's gonna hurt Otto and D. Yeah. Quite a few chances, 3 to be more exact, and he even hit an impossible chance almost, but still. Apparently, a 6 shot won't be a problem, but 3, let's say, relatively mediocre shots could be a big problem. That kind of puts a nail in the coffin. That should be the second, finally. Hard Legion, at least duplicate, well, doubling their result for the moment.
As well, contact not really having too much to save. Like you said, losing the AWP on the back of the B site. Esperanto falls as well. Not a good start here for contact in this round. A little bit sloppy from Otto, but happens in those sort of one and done angles. However, contact have just about enough to be able to front a rebuy. Otto will go for the AWP himself. Interestingly, Hard Legion will call themselves the timeout. Second round on the board, just want to remain as composed as they can be. They know this T side is incredibly important to at least set the foundations before they do transition into the second half. I always preface that 5-6 rounds or so in Inferno is that minimum mark they do need to be hitting, but as close as possible is preferable. If they at least lose the first half, they can make it somewhat retrievable, let's say. But contact. Money, not as great. MP9 and a Deagle even sort of tainting their full investment. They do have the AWP and 2 strong rifles to support it. Plenty of utility. There is at least weaknesses here in this side. Hard Legion will be looking to exploit those. They take this round and at least a chance to build the cement blocks. Get 4 on the board, perhaps. Great aggressive start, though. Sviat lands the early frag. Emmy, good return. Instant 4-on-4 as they try to put pressure on Banana.
This is pretty important contact. They have control beyond measure, and well, Hard Legion needs to respond in kind immediately. Smoke's coming out towards Lib and Arch. This is a good show of force. They will at least put a little bit of pressure on contact, which they need to. And Otto ND, though, will take the challenge. Finding himself the first is a good start. Still holding from Letney, though. This doesn't matter. Krat and Forrester saying hello and, well, good night at the same moment. Letney keeps an eye out, but Can't really help out when Forrester locks him in place, as Emmy's now all alone in contact. You can see the frustration in Emmy.
Yeah.
Realizing that his teammates had a perfect chance to at least get a few more frags, 1 or 2 certainly. And it would allow Emmy to play a 1-on-1. 1-on-2 even would be doable, but all 4 falling. Only Otto finding an entry. A huge misstep in communication, and something went very wrong with them allowing the cross through short as well as abs before Otto seemingly was aware of it, as otherwise he wouldn't be running into the angle that wildly. A weird way to see contact lose around where they had such an advantage. As you can see, where Otto got fragged. Right on site.
Yeah.
I do believe it was from apps though. Still, that needs to be called out. That needs to be said. If you're not watching apps deep from either graveyard or site itself or somewhere under apps where you see exactly the cross into the left side part where there's this little bit of an angle you have opened towards Live and Long, more specifically site and Live Long. That needs to be called out. So Otto knows, and I mean, it might have been in the commotion it's lost, but that's the, you know, that was the crucial error in that round. That's what broke the defense of contact. If you pinpoint one exact location, that's because Otto dies on long. After Otto dies, the app guy is gonna keep on pushing. That means that both Letny and I believe it was Esperanto or Ships on site. I'm not sure in that case, but still, both having to then focus long, short, and abs at the same time. And well, good luck with that. Your push from 3 angles. Whew. Never getting out alive.
This round, again, like you say, being a little sloppy. Hard Legion exploiting the fact that contact now have no economy left. Eco round to come here. That will be at least playing with a single M4, of course, but apart from that, pistols for the rest. Emmy will be isolated top banana, see if he can hold the line. Without Hard Legion really being too much of an issue, but it seems like they've somewhat stabilized here in this first half. Finally been able to get a couple consistent rounds. If they can get one extra, give themselves a bit more to work with. Nade take a nice little hit onto Emmy at the start of the round, although Esperanto, yeah, realizing that smoke might be an issue. Spray blindly, but does great damage. They'll contact. They will be heading in more of an A-sided stack.
There we go again.
Angle just works out beautifully. Esperanto caught wide open. Flashbang was good, but nothing to come of it yet. Damage, sure, but yeah, good luck getting any kills in that sort of position. Hard Legion being incredibly thorough, realizing now that it is definitely a site stack. Letny will trade just a single kill back, but I doubt that he gets too much out of this. AWP pinning him down. Great think, but just not able to transfer the kill. 4 on the board for Hard Legion.
Well, that was a little bit better than one expected. Well, contact again. You know, the call-out wasn't made. Nobody's watching short. And you've heard commotion top short or top middle. Of course, there should be knowledge given to Esperanto, and I presume it was, but again, the same kind of error where you get sniped before you even had a chance. And well, contact 7-4. They have the full buy up. It's going to be auto ND on the glass cannon. Does endanger him fully to take any sort of minimal damage. Will greatly negate his chance of aiming straight. Then ND, let's see. Oh, gets blinded. Good hold though. Good anti-flash. Beautiful. Letny saves his partner's life. That's what you need to. Esperanto. He's ready on the angle. Gonna push out with a flash. This is what you do. Retrieve a frag and get the hell out of mid. Still gonna be aggressive. Counter-aggressive even. Excellent tactic. Excellent execution. It's coming in naturally. Finally, contact finding a way back.
So much of a better round. Just by convincingly holding top mid, making sure Hard Legion are pressured right from the start. And see what difference it makes where they lose that 2-player sort of bundle, trying to set themselves up here on the top mid crossfire and see what kind of an effect it has. It's a very nice hold from contact. 40 seconds on the clock. 5-on-2 should be unbreakable. And he will be able to hold the cross. Doesn't even need the support. Ships takes out Spire. Flash. Or Famas, sorry. Being nice and effective there on the back of the bomb site itself. Rage isolated. And Emmy just close things down. A clean round from Contact. That is exactly what they needed. Keeping this side now afloat. Hard Legion have generated some great economy, so a rebuy is not going to be an issue. But I like this Contact. Bringing out the double AWP straight away on that CT side. Just giving them that little bit more security. And maybe that was even a call from Otto himself. He's, been a little bit hit and miss in terms of hitting the shots. So maybe just needs the second AWP and was like, yo, someone want to pick up the second AWP? Give us that extra bit more of a support. Or maybe something that it was the sort of input of DJL looking at perhaps. But either way, I feel like double AWP is a lot more secure on the side of Contact. If Otto is missing a couple shots, it just gives them that little bit more convincing of an AWP factor.
It's always important to keep eyes out on Otto and how good he can be when allowed to play to his true potential. Double up. Not sure if it's going to be overly confident here for Contact. It's not a bad choice, although they're both playing A, they're not both playing A. I caught myself there, thankfully. Ships, of course, towards B. Classic banana take, not even looking like Hard Legion have an interest. Which is surprising. As terrorists, you would usually expect to take the T side of banana and progressively move towards upper. Try and take that hall push towards CT, and they're keeping a very, very passive take towards banana itself while aggressing towards mid. Oh, well. Seems to be working out at least a little bit. Quick refrags coming all across.
5 on the clock, smoke down blocks Otto. Rage able to take out Esperanto. Play up towards short from this T side. Smoke down Otto has to be aware. Didn't get spotted on the cross though. Fully able to back away. He drops the bomb as well. Crad returned on the frag. Spyet now left isolated. 1 versus 1 here for him to play.
Oh, Ships.
Walking right into the hands of Spyet. Or into Ships, sorry, and an easy frag to find. Expected maybe a reposition toward the bomb, but not even necessary. 9 and 4. Contact. This first half now feeling a lot more secure. Hard Legion needing to get back into this one. Otto lucky to get out of that one alive though, but had at least the solid support. That smoke playing a bit of a pesky one for Hard Legion as well, but it's not going to make a massive difference. Rebuy to come. No AWP for Rage, but ooh, Hard Legion pressing down toward banana early. Thankfully, Molotov to stop this, but Spire just narrowly gets out of it, even gets the frag. Dips is lucky to be alive.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, that is a bit of a rare sight usually. Pinky's gonna keep on pushing. Second box, it's Emmy that's blind fully. Otto ND helps out with the Molotov. Sees one as he takes down Forrester. Kinky though in the meantime in pool getting fragged by. Of course, Ships himself as Crad again is left alone. Once more having to find out a way how to keep Hard Legion in for the know-hows as, well, I mean, this is 10-4, double digits coming up. 10-4 indeed, as Hard Legion is left in the dust. T side is not looking as solid as it was, and, well, they did lose quite big time.
This is a very, very nice half from Contact now. Hard Legion, we're allowed back in a couple times, but Contact done really well to close them out, and with the final round of the first half, Hard Legion, they have used every single time out here in this T side, leaving none for that CT second half, and hopefully that doesn't become a major issue, but it seems like Hard Legion having a lot of discussion time here in this first half. Contact, you can tell it's not really made too much of a difference. 4 rounds on the board going into the final of the first half is going to make things difficult. 10-5 would be acceptable, to say the least, but Contact, they have done a great job to get double digits, and 11-4 would be the icing on top of the cake here. Hard Legion. No matter how we write it, though, there is a lot of pressure on them when they switch into that second half. Lead from Contact so far is a lot higher than we might have expected as HL picked up the momentum, but a fast rush toward the A site. Esperanto deals with the first nicely. Flashbang was good, but a whiffed spray. Trade by Otto. Back to a 4-on-3.
Well, this might just actually work, and well, Sviat finds himself one. It's still Otto that hits the mark, and that's perfect. Now it allows for a simple enough of a retake for Contact. They'll be splitting forces 2-1. Of course, they'll be trying to hit there through short with a greater initiative. This is what you should be doing. Ships is the diversionary reagent that needs to survive long enough. Bomb has been planted at least, so Hard Legion, they have an opportunity here to make this at least 5 rounds, halfway through and through, and let's see if that goes actually to be through. Crad in pit. Well, he finds one. That's a good start. Rage the second. Pool is occupied, and Crad seems to be agile enough to immediately dispose of Emmy as well. 10-5 as Hard Legion take it, like I said, at least half of half. And, well, might just work to be enough if they win the pistol and the gun rounds. The pistol is not even as pertinent as much as the gun rounds are, and we all know how difficult it can be as the CTs at times.
Yeah, definitely. Hard Legion, they're going to be needing the pistol to get them off the mark, let's say. Yeah, really, Otto topping the leaderboard at 15 frags, despite we've seen a couple misses out of him. Still solid numbers by this overall Contact side as well. Nobody really having a quiet game. Pinky a little bit slow off the mark. Nice to see Contact obviously bringing in DJL to the server, though. Recently announced officially that he is now, I'd say secondary coach is the right title for him, or just team coach in general. I'm pretty sure that Neil M is still with the Contact side. But bringing in DJL in terms of the tactical mind that he has, we know he spent a lot of time as an in-game leader, Gamer Legion, Yapaleno, Enyoy, the list goes on. He's spent a lot of time in the tactical mind of a CS player, so does add a lot to this team and seems to be working out greatly for the players overall of Contact. Pistol round off on the board. Rage aggressively into balcony room very early into the round. Does get the worst tag damage in terms of coming out of that one. Down to 47. But overall, Contact, a very calm start to the pistol. No commitment, no fast rushes, but it does allow for Crad to get into this position down Banana.
Does. It will be a little bit of a slower paced gun round, or actually pistol round. Contact, of course, taking their sweet time. Letney finds Forrester snooping on top middle. That's certainly not where you're supposed to be, Forrester, especially not when you have deep banana control. I am not sure what he was thinking there, but there are not many positions where you can be as the terrorists if you do not have banana control. And even with banana control, usually you push when you are mighty in number, not just mighty in mind. And well, right now, Hard Legion, they're about to be cursed upon through CT. Let's see if Sviat can hold the line. Spots 2 cross the third as well. This is enough information to give it away. It's a B hit.
Already onto the site. Bomb is not yet safe at least, although Otto, great job to trade back the kill. Ships holding the line. Banana flank. He hears a lot of info. Already should be guaranteeing that at least 2 players are down on this banana position. All 3 will come in from this angle, but the lineup, Ships though, a little bit risky. Gets away with the kill onto Rage. Otto wrapping things up though. A 3k for him. Contact. Great start. T-side pistol on their board. Both of them secured an Inferno.
I mean, if it works, it works. And Contact finally finding success on pistols is also a nice little sight. Sore Eyes, they've had a bit of a struggle in the past. Well, we have MacDen's Deagles coming out. This is not going to be an easy ride for Hard Legion, but we know how good they can be, especially Rage on the Scout. We've seen as well the pistols work magic for Sviat and the rest. Although he's a little bit isolated. This is a weird way to approach banana hold. You're aggressive, you hold it together. If you're not, you don't hold at all. And they need to be a bit more vigilant of that. We've been seeing Hard Legion slacking on that department. I'm not sure why they are, though. It's a force buy. You at least try to do something together. Don't be isolated like you usually would be.
Yeah, you would have expected Hard Legion to go for the aggro stack down banana, perhaps, although this might just work out as Contact have literally gone full Contact through smokes. Trying to get the upper hand here has not worked out in the slightest. Hard Legion, they actually most likely will come away with the round here as Ships isolated into the 1-on-3. Still doable, but yeah, the commitment through the smoke with so much time on the board, a little sloppy from Contact.
What can I say? They definitely take their minute, and it costs them when they're taking it, as long as they are, and as you said, sloppily as they are. Eagles are out, though. Contact have themselves ample opportunity to make this, again, a workable round if they so decide, and if they so will take precedence with the Eagles. Let's see. Otto and Letney gonna open it up. In-app's already. Ships taking a bit of a all for 8. In Arches, though, Otto alone. And again, alone. Unfortunately, that's not gonna work. Yeah, 1 by 1 again.
Yeah. Not the way you want to be dealing with this sort of round. Emmy does at least manage to return the kill, but not... It should make much of a difference. Might be able to take out a couple players, and actually does get the frag onto Rage. Weapon perhaps available for Esperanto. Lesser health does quite a bit more difficulty using the AK, but always a valuable weapon in the hands of a player like Esperanto. B-bomb site has been put under pressure. Emmy will try and work way into the bomb site. Still decent time on the clock for Contact to actually somewhat make this possible. They've got a flash and a smoke between them. The position of Nubox should be overpowered. Sviat already able to take out Esperanto. Low health serving him good. Finds them both, closes it down. 11 and 7. Full eco round to come for Contact. Hard Legion at least generating some early CT-sided rounds.
Yeah, they are on top of a little bit of a hiccup from Contact, and well, it's going to come to haunt Contact later on if they fail to succeed within the coming gun rounds themselves. But for the moment, they've still got a buffer. They are on the T side. They have time to work with here. A few rounds can be allocated to different means, if you want to put it like that, and maybe see what it brings us. It's a full eco round, Contact. I know you're going to try and be sneaky about it, but with Deagles you kind of budge the ball. Try to work it here at least together, and unfortunately they don't. They do not try and hit a single point. Penetrated. Hard Legion, 11-8. They're making the work. They're certainly being given a fair chance to make the comeback potential reality, as the full buy is here.
Definitely not what you want to be doing for Contact here. They lose this gun round, and like you say, Hard Legion, well, they are on their way back in. Rage does miss the first shot. Spots info down lower mid, but pretty invaluable. So early into the round, Emmy's head not spotted on the top of the smoke as well. Him safe for now. Double AWP from HL is always going to be an issue as well. Brad holding down to Banana. Hard Legion putting a hell of a lot into the purchase so early into these gun rounds, but as a CT side that need to claw themselves back into the game, this is exactly what they should be doing. Spending the economy necessary to keep themselves fighting as best they can. A very slow round from Contact. Allows the CTs to at least stay comfortable with their hold. Apartment's pressure has been managed at least. 50 seconds approaching. Contact will have to make some sort of play fairly soon. It seems like it is going to be a dedicated A-site take, though. Smokes begin to fade, but Emmy catches onto Sviat. Good return by Kinky, but refrag once again to keep them alive. Letney's closing down the one extra missed shot by Rage. Bomb site taken over, a 2v3, both of them on snipers.
Oy.
A difficult one, but ships. Great headshot leaving Crad isolated.
Well, certainly he doesn't try this, does he? No, he surely does not. He's actually going to go for it. Fair enough. He's going to go for it. Sees the second. That's a nade that could kill. Although it's a little bit too deep as Crad will check sight. Low HP is next to him, Letney, but it is going to be Hard Legion that still lose it. Crad, that is very ballsy indeed. I am a little bit surprised that he actually goes for an attempt like that. I mean, look at their economy in this current position. If Crad had saved the op, he would have been having a chance to potentially drop 2 rifles. That is invaluable in this position, and Contact, they take a bit of a gold mine from Hard Legion as their coffers are empty. Double up is still in effect, but let's see if it's going to be effective indeed, as we have pistols and FAMASas to support it.
Oh. Crad did just get slight vision. Forced by, let you say, putting up the numbers in terms of the AWP, but oof, Crad, fully blinded shot, gets away with the early one onto Emmy. Takes a risk. Does work out. Missed shot by Otto again. Rage too fast. He now trying to maybe recoup the losses as he pushes up towards short. Kinky will not be aware. The head just barely spotted though. Letney, good return now. Ooh, did have a lineup on that player in the smoke pretty directly as well. This time, not going to make too much of a difference. Esperanto returns onto Forrester. They realize that somebody is inside of pit, but Letney just wants to pressure the bomb site, see if he can work Crad out of this position. They are stacked up inside of the site. Missed shot.
Oh,
great execution. Letney shutting down the pressure on the site. Sviat now spotted. They realize where the final player is, and should be Contact getting away with the round, and I think that now confirms it. 13 on the board for Contact. Money gone for HL.
Not just the money. It's the whole damn map, potentially. That's the scary part. Yeah, he can save here all he wants, but this is going into another eco for Hard Legion, translating into a likely 14 round for Contact, and I don't think the double up was ever an answer here. Rage did well enough on his own with the AWP. I don't think there really was a need to try and wield it twice as fiercely and try and scare tactic Contact into submission. They just needed to trust their quality. They just needed to trust their teamwork, or just themselves, really. Rage, he gets himself caught in such a precarious position as Crad as well on backside with the smoke obstructing the view, trying to get in close. It's such a weird decision to see close AWPs try to be, something that it's very hard to be as an opper, especially if you're not the primary guy. And well, 13-8. Let's see if perhaps the op can make a difference for Rage.
Be a very, very big investment, one that really has to pay off for Hard Legion here, or else Contact will find themselves very quickly on their way to victory in map number 1. Otto, good double. AWP deemed useless. Rage already able to find the death with that one. Kinky does get away with the swiped AWP to at least make it somewhat viable in the round itself, but a 5-on-3 advantage not be going anywhere else apart from in the back pockets of Contact. Again, getting now very close to being able to close out this first map here in the series, and sure, it is the Contact map pick, but we know that HL can somewhat play this map quite efficiently when it comes down to it. So this is a very solid result so far. 45 on the clock, though. Contact will be committing over toward the A side. They'll need a very solid run of play. Kinky able to close out ships. Will pressure through the smoke. Missed shot, but Otto takes advantage. down to a 4-on-2. Both of them being USPs. This is the round now confirmed for contact.
It most likely should be Crad and Forrester are left. What can you really do with the USPS as well? The answer, not really much at all. Maybe a frag. There is Esperanto low HP on short, so if he tries to be a bit more aggressive, there's a chance it could go wildly different, but overall, pretty expectable from contact. I mean, like we insinuated, 14-8 was the scoreline that will come when, unfortunately, you're left with nothing but your own, well, with your own basic pistols. And again, just look at the money they still have left. Forrester unfortunately cannot even take a rifle to save. That would be perfect, because then maybe he could afford an AWP, something of the like. Point in hand, Hard Legion, even if they buy here, which they will, they are left stranded for more, much more. Kit, please, Kinky, buy a kit, man. Without a kit, you don't even stand a chance. I think that should be, at this point, a principle in CS on the CT side. A kit is not even a question. One kit has to be on the map at any given point in time. Preferably somewhere where there's more players around, so it can easily be retrieved in case of it being lost. Like, it's... Flashbangs won't do you as much good as a kit can. A kit can save the game. Flashbangs, they can only help you get the frags.
Yeah,
well, let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that, you know, flashbangs are not important, right? I'm just saying it's... A kit, at least in this case, is preferable to flashbangs. Kinky, though, of course, his money was not high enough to even go for a kit and Kevlar. Well, actually, he took a helmet. Kinky. That was an F1 buy, wasn't it? An auto buy. Yeah. I will take offense to that. He needs money for utility, not helmets, Kinky. Damn it. Now you don't have a kit, you have a smoke. He could have had a flash. I am getting a little bit triggered. I'm sorry, guys. I love Hard Legion. I just, you know, I love this game and what it's about. And Hard Legion, when they... come on. This really makes me tick.
So far, so good. Hard Legion at least putting the limited utility they've got down to good use. A little bit of Molotov damage. Letney sight hold to come here, though, Forrester. Very slight angle, but Ships gets away with it. Finds them the early entry, even the pressure put on by Kinky into the apps might be worth it, though, as they do get away with a good refrag. Back to a 4-on-4, and as time maybe starts to escape contact, they aren't yet decided for which site they will hit. Rage on the boosted corner. Very predictable angle in terms of where he's playing from, but Letney might not check it this time, but gets the spot on the leg as soon as he drops down. I'm now really pressing. Contact will have to make the hit. Rage on the back of the site. At least playing from the first box, but spotted this time. Great hold by Kinky, and Rage, though, cleaned up nicely. Getting the 9th round for Hard Legion, and they'll secure an AWP as well.
Desperately needed to make it as swift and as effective as possible. And as you said, the 9th, it's the chance here for Hard Legion to make this comeback still a reality. They stop at the right time, at least when it comes down to the final markers. You know, if 15 would have been reached by contact, this chance would have considerably lowered before they even had a one to see. And Auto ND takes a bit of an aggressive stance. Counter Molotovs again being thrown. Hard Legion, they seem to be invested into retaking Banana. Krad, he's already infiltrated towards sandbags. No way they remollow this, and they're pulling all the way back. Hard Legion, they're getting a lot of information. With this in mind, Krad, he has top Banana control without even having to use a single utility yet. At least not for the most part. That's the Molotov. He is... And now he peeks in. This is perfect information. Hard Legion know exactly what's coming their way.
Oh, yeah, this is Great read by Hard Legion. Missed shot. I think maybe even a tag potentially,
Oh,
but
contact.
already in the flank down Banana. They might realize that B now is a little clear, although being so deeply embedded into apps, it is hard to fall back. Forrester gets away with 2, though. There we go. Round already done. Hard Legion up to double digits. Money gone for contact, and overall, a sloppy round from this T side. Leaving Banana open like that will give Hard Legion the confidence in the future to try that again. Really, contact being so worried and pressed to get round number 15. This fast commit, no flashes. Yeah, Hard Legion. Good control of the round itself. Money gone for contact, down to an eco. Chance for this to become a lot closer now.
It is a chance indeed. P250s are out. You know that's when it's serious, when there's only P250s. Eagle's too expensive. Money is key, and well, for contact indeed it is as well. They have to keep to a strict routine, otherwise they might be limited on the apartment of the AK as well. Hard Legion, as we do see, taking this a little bit easier. Not looking to immediately impose and control all the early angles. Contact being allowed a bit of freedom. And I like this from Hard Legion, that they pull back when the timing feels right in their mind. They know that there would be a chance that a rush could be coming. They set so defensively the early start. They're not even afraid of that anymore. They just make sure they're having good setups to begin with and not stray far from. I love that Sviat is still holding a flash. Krad is on the spot. This is such a great setup that could work like a charm. Unfortunately, the flash does not connect on the ME, but the rest of the team had been halted. Krad takes a second gander. He finds himself 2. More than enough, a third as well. As Forrester now assists from top middle. Krad, oh boy, burning on the friendly Molotov. But it's down to Letny. And Krad should be able to secure this. Never mind.
Ooh, even gets a dink onto Forrester as well. Thankfully, not going to kill him off, but 14 and 11 now secured. Solid run from Hard Legion as well. Craddy using the MP9 to good effect. Backs up. Solid money off of the back of that one, leaving him with plenty. Double AWP back out for Hard Legion here. Contact will be now heading into their full buy. AKs only. Definitely a limit on the utility. Crad getting very close. Spots out the first player as well. Tries to rattle off a warning shot, but nothing to come as of yet. Molotov will at least prevent any further aggression. A little bit of damage inflicted. It's all about contact and their execution down to this bomb site. It seems like more of a committed round. They've got the smokes ready to execute here onto the bomb site. It is all about Hard Legion reading into this one. Denied of the Molotov. Hits a no-scope. Doesn't land the shot itself. Wyatt gets away with one, though, leaving Otto in the corner. Contact now having to commit to this, but the rotation already being made by Hard Legion. 5 players trampeding toward this bomb site.
Oh, Krad gets an angle. That's a problem. Esperanto landed. Bit of too late smoke from Otto and D, as Hard Legion is still looking to keep this in their hand. There's a player on site they have to deal with. Even contact might be in dire trouble. Sviat gets an angle. Otto and D falls. Ships, though, holds the line. This is what you need to see. Contact. Let's see a little bit more action. So slow in their take. Letney finally fires up the engine, and it's going to be a push coming in with Ships. Beautifully done. And look at this. A 2 on what? 5? They make it work. Finally, Contact. Life is in them yet as Ships goes wide. Do they go wide range? No range! Oh, that is a close call. Pulls out the pistol. What? And Ships with a Glock saves it. Contact, you are kidding me. Finally, they said enough is enough, and they wait for so long. I thought they were gone for, but it is Ships. It is Letney that save it. And that is what you needed to see. That is what you wanted to see from Contact. Finally, this is the team that we've been talking about which was coming out today. And finally, this is the performance that encapsulate their entire history and why they even came to be in the first place. They have excellent players to begin with. Let them shine even brighter now. 15-11, Hard Legion. Pfft, that's a hard L there.
I don't even know what we just witnessed, but yeah, Contact, they are really here to impress. The round itself in their hands, 15 on the board. Contact 1 needed to close out map number 1 here on Inferno. Head into the second of Train, the map pick of Hard Legion themselves. Here we go. Rage was ultimately spotted on the cross. Will take a hell of a lot of Molotov damage. Down to 29. Does get away with the first kill, though. Bomb dropped as well. So that is a massive loss there on the side of Contact. Thankfully, Rage will not be sticking around to guard the bomb. They'll leave it retrievable at least. Although, Ships. Yeah, free kill there. Opens up onto Rage nicely. Was not expecting the boiler push by the T side. At least gives them the 4-on-4. Crad tagged as well, makes it a lot harder now. The pressure applied to Hard Legion, 2-on-2 stack for these bomb sites as well, but Ships bait long enough, or at least distract to allow the players up short to get in position. They've got the couple of smokes necessary here. Seems like long might be their call instead, and this might actually be much better decision. If they can smoke arches, cross over to the site, Contact should be good here, but Crad timing could not be worse here. Oof.
This really couldn't be a worse timing at the moment. Contact again, burning the clock. This is a problem. They might be running out of time before they even get the chance. 2 players on site, though. Hard Legion is leaving themselves exposed a little bit, especially with the way Forrester is positioned, even under balcony. As much as it is a good spot to have, you need more support, not just Kinky, who, yeah, this is the problem. There's the smoke. They check him. It's free. Emmy finds one, and Kinky needs to hold the line as best he can. Finds all 3. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. It was Crad with the second. Oh, for a second, I almost lost it there, and Contact. I mean, look, Esperanto, it's a 1-on-2. He could have won it if he had, let's say, 20 more seconds instead. They burned the clock before they even had the chance, as I said again in Contact. Such a good start. Can't really close it, though, seemingly.
Yeah, just not able to get over the line here. Contact, as they will be down on to an eco this time. Hero AWP in the hands of Esperanto. Saved, not purchased, of course, but Rage, well, he already makes that one pretty much wasted. Otto gets the sniper back, but not for long. It's a game of hot potato. Nobody can keep hold of it at this point. Thankfully, Emmy does have it in his grasp, but can he do anything with it is probably a better question. Already the damage inflicted down to him, the nades as well. A very simple cleanup of the eco. Letney does get away with a frag. Will put the pressure on through the smoke. Try and see if he can find himself any further damage perhaps, but 15-13 almost confirmed at this point, and Contact, they've essentially got 1 gun round left before Hard Legion are breathing down their necks for overtime.
Well, we've seen many overtimes already with both of these 2 squads. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it yet again. Last week, AGF gave a hard time to Hard Legion, which sounds a little bit counterproductive since, you know, if you play hard, you can't really have a hard time then, have you? And then obviously, you know, Contact themselves against Honorous. Actually, yeah, no, they didn't play overtime against Honorous, my bad. They had a strike against them in the best of 3 series and had OT against Simon. Yeah, that's the team I was looking for on Nuke. Either way, Contact definitely can see that they are eager. They are, you know, ferocious in their play, but they seem to be a little bit overzealous at times, I guess. And Esperanto, beautifully done. This is Pistols and Kevlar. They have a
Yeah.
rifle to work with, although Crad, oh boy, missing 2 vital shots. That could have made the whole difference. Svaed, though, still finds 1, and the angle finally for Crad works out as well.
Thankfully, it is not going to get worse than we might have imagined. I thought Hard Legion were just about to drop out of this game with a Pistol and Kevlar loss to round things off, but thankfully this time not going to happen. Brad does get spotted out, though. Hitboxes of CSGO being absolutely wonderful there. Headshot not going to connect, but does at least get the kill instead. And with 30 seconds on the clock, Tips does have a decision to make. He either saves the AWP and gets an AK in return from Otto, or saving does not get him any money bonus, or he tries this round on the premise that they get a buy in the next, and it seems like that might be the case. Flashbangs over the top will keep him blind for now, but Kinky, right place at the right time. 15-14, round number 30. We either head into a victory here for Contact in the final round of regulation, or it's overtime on the cards, and Hard Legion's still fighting for this map.
Oh boy, we've come again to the part of this great decision. Well, great decision. Tough round for both sides, and obviously more of a challenge and opportunity for one, and definitely a waste for the other. But let's find out how it actually swings. Timeouts being used, and we all know how costly they can be at times. It was Hard Legion, was it not? No, actually it was... Wait, it wasn't Hard Legion. It was... Help me out here. Who took 3 timeouts in a row, or two timeouts on Nuke? Ooh. It was a Nuke. Was it Saw with 3 timeouts?
It could have been Hard Legion, actually.
Or was it Hard Legion? Because in my mind it's Hard Legion, but I'm not 100% certain.
I feel like it was.
Possible it was. Oh man, it's just... That was definitely... Bit of a weird one. Forrester, though. Nothing weird about his opening. Ships gets caught on a bit of a one-way smoke, and that's a free kill for Hard Legion, opening up the 30th round and potentially OT still on the board.
Ooh, Esperanto and Letney, though. I wouldn't call this off just yet. It's Esperanto.
Oh, through the smoke. Kinky.
Ooh. The way with the trade, but a very risky one at that. Crad being heard, of course, inside of mid. Otto, point-blank range.
Oh.
I think that might just be it. Molotov rebounds. Kinky burns. Does get away with a refrag, but what can he do here? In a 1-on-2, it is winnable. Has a defuse kit to play with, but it's Otto that will press the angle. Emmy on the corner. Right place, right time. Contact. They will secure the victory. Just barely. 16-14, map number 1. Their own map pick will go in their favor.
That is what you call neck to neck, as Hard Legion definitely give them a good old hard time, and Contact, close call. It was almost dawning upon them that OT might be inevitable, and luckily they're able to avoid it with a bit of a stroke of brilliance there. Very simple execution, jumping out, of course, balcony, going through short, just doing this simple flash execution through chimney, and you find yourself an entry 2 times on A and secure the site. You win the round. Congratulations to Contact. We'll be coming back with our second map train in a matter of moments, so stay tuned, folks, and we'll be back for our second one.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as we do head into map number 2. Of course, it is going to be Hard Legion versus Contact here on Train. The map pick of Hard Legion after a very close 16 and 14. It is down to Hard Legion here, keeping themselves in the series as necessary. They've got to win Train.
They really have, don't they? And, well, it is going to be a little bit of a tough cookie here, as I like to say to Crumble, as Hard Legion will lose the knife round. Contact having the opportunity to choose the CT side as they should. We're going to be seeing, again, quite a nice response here from the previously majority Serbian squad now, of course, being mixed all around Europe. Let's see if perhaps, just maybe, they can close out this series with success and Fate coming down in the same manner potentially later on, if that's something that Contact might be able to pull off. In any case, let's see how the pistol goes once the players decide they're ready to begin this match, the second map of Train.
You know, Train is one of the maps, or one of the only maps that Contact did lose in terms of the series previously that we saw of them back against Honoris. So again, it's one of those where they lost Train 16-4. Were able to win the 2 other maps of Dust 2 and Nuke in the process, but Train is a map that we know does not favor contact whatsoever, really. 7 times played, 7 times lost against the likes of the big dogs of Mouse Sports and Havu, who are very solid on this map. But then even the likes of Copenhagen Flames, Movistar Riders, Simon, they've taken quite a number of defeats in this map itself. So gonna have to be a big turnaround from Contact. Hard Legion, this is one of their better maps, coming in at 75% win rate. Statistically, the best map that they've got to offer us here in this best of 3.
Well, they better show up. They better give us a good damn reason for believing in them, or otherwise they might just say good day. Letnian ships, the opening is beautiful. It's a gala full, sold out on all accounts, as Rage gets one but drops down with the knife in hand. Auto and D having short work to be done. Contact taking the pistol yet again. This is their 3rd in total. They took both on Inferno. They look to repeat the success potentially here as well on Train. And once again, Contact. It's amazing to see them start good. That is always a very positive boost to their morale. Something we did briefly discuss in the pregame, how losing 2 vital players and amazing players, star players effectively as they had, it certainly brings you down a little bit and can have a negative effect. But when you are starting well, this all could fade. Make you even more comfortable in the position you already are. Auto ND. Yeah, fair enough. Doesn't allow Forrester to get away for free. That shall be 2-0, most likely for Contact.
Yeah, very positive so far. Fourth by round of Hard Legion. Not really making too big of a dent in the side of Contact. Losing out on ships is somewhat expected. Forced by rounds are always a little unpredictable like that. Hard Legion, though, on this one will be going for that full eco round now. Rage, of course. The previous round, banking up all of his economy. Will be investing into the AWP for round number 4. It is most likely Contact that will get away at least with a clean 3-0 start. And sure, on their previous games of Train, there is one thing for Contact that is good. They can get rounds. They've gone double digits once only, though, against Movistar Riders. The rest have been somewhat more disparaging. 16-1 against Mouseport, 16-3 against Copenhagen Flames, that 16-4 that we saw against Honoris. So Contact, you want to see them get off to the best start possible, but the gun round is going to be a scary one. Even Forrester getting an early entry into this round is a little bit of a cause for concern, but thankfully it was only an MP9. The B site will be taken over, though. A chance for Hard Legion to give up, or at least get themselves the bomb plant, put some more money into this round, and that is exactly what they're going to get. So far, it's already an achievement.
Indeed it is. Hard Legion. They can still make this into a victorious ending as well. That's the good point, or that's the sweet point, if they can achieve it. But for the most part, they've already done a great job. And Krad, well, he's gonna make it painful if nothing else. Sviat as well. Oh man, all of a sudden this turns into a wild horse race with nobody else at the helm but the horses themselves, and it looks like Hard Legion will be taking it here as the Deagles succeed. And Hard Legion, they take an excellent amount of frags to begin with. First, Contact forced into a retake. Afterwards, 1 by 1, Krad and Sviat. And yeah, sure, they lose both players, but Hard Legion win the round. That's what matters. The money is gone as Contact having to rifle through their belongings and see what else is left in the bag.
It's not a good round for Contact there whatsoever. Hard Legion now onto their full buy, of course, and this is not a good start at all. Although they can resurrect with this gun round, it would at least keep them afloat so far. You can see their money is gone. Both sides actually pretty economically down in the dirt, unfortunately. Ips takes out Forrester though. Great start in this round. Flashbang over the top to allow connector players to begin to file out onto the back of the bomb site. Ooh, Esperanto did spot out Rage there. AWP, at least info gathered. Bomb is planted. Time ticking. Crad though. Not a good player to lose. Bomb site now up for grabs. Rage on the back of the site has to be so careful as he's already pinned. And Esperanto does lose his life, but Rage down so low. Letney good return. Bayard able to respond, but now they've isolated him. They've got to get on the defuse, and well, Ships guarantees it. Contact a much better round off of the back of that one.
Yes, it will be, as Letney will be able to retrieve Ships retrieving an AWP. And also, indeed, the second. They've got a little bit of a spice on them. Well, that is certainly going to put a lid back on Hard Legion. Tough round when they decide to hit B and are not prepared for the after plan to be set immediately. As Contact were responding so quick that we're left without choice. Hard Legion, Pistols, and Kevlar out about again. Looks like an A split this time. I'm not particularly against this. Might just work if they play their cards right. But we do see Otto ND starts off the bank, finds one. Emmy the second, as the held line is in place. Kinky. Whew. Krat jumping out at the opportune time as well. There was maybe a chance that Hard Legion could have gotten more than a single frag and could have snowballed that one engagement into a victory, although it was quickly negated by Contact and a timeout. The first one of the second map here by HL.
One thing for Hard Legion is, they're definitely not scared of using these timeouts, which is always good to see. So many sides either neglect them or forget about them. Either way, we never see them, fully used to their potential. So it is good to see that Hard Legion are definitely doing that. Especially in a round like this where they are back onto the buy round. Rage not going to have the AWP at his helm though, unfortunately. So will be kept down onto an AK this time. Utility is decent, but a double AWP setup already on the cards for Contact. Drop down into Pop Dog does keep Letney fully blinded. Otto taking some damage as well. The secondary AWP of Esperanto just wanting to be as aggressive as he can without risking his life, but Contact, they do not want to be overextending. Not against the gun round of Hard Legion. Esperanto, get out of there now. No need to commit. Maybe there is, though, as Krad gets away with 1 second as well. Make it
Esperanto.
3. Take back what I said, buddy, because that's a beautiful play.
That's what you came out to enjoy, and well, Esperanto delivers. Full handle and all, max throttle. Oh, there's the fourth probably. Yeah, of course it is. I'm not even doubting him at this point right now. Yat, well, good luck to you, sir. Yeah, minute, a little bit less. 11 HP, wouldn't have mattered if it was 100 as well. A 1-on-4 he has to deal with. Bomb is lost. He's being hunted down like he's a hellhound, and well, music seems proper.
Much better from Contact. They actually look like a at least functioning side on Train so far. I mean, the majority of instances that we've seen from this squad on Train have been catastrophic to say the least, but this is actually a very good start. 5-1 with money gone for Hard Legion is going to make them look, again, a lot more difficult to be able to scramble these rounds early. Esperanto, an absolutely beautiful play, guaranteeing a very good round from Contact. You can see what it does to HL. Should be 6-1. Pistols, I doubt they'll play too much of a part, especially with the majority not on Kevlar. We'll see what Hard Legion have to offer us. There's Rage already with the first. Otto thankfully does return the damage at hand, and Esperanto chimes in as well. Already looking like he's secondary supporting Otto very nicely, which of course we know was a role that he did. She minds back to the Imperial side that won the DreamHack against Optic. Forrester does get away with a refrag though. Back to a 3-on-3. Again, it's another eco round for Hard Legion that scarily is paying prices. Otto dead as well. Oh dear.
It is definitely getting a little bit out of hand. Emmy and Esperanto might be a little bit in out of their depth in their positions. We can see that the flank's already been set. The bomb yet to even be decided if it's A or B, and this will be decided right here. The Deagles, if they find an entry on either of these two players, the round, as we know it, shall be gone. And Esperanto, the timing couldn't be worse though. Forrester takes one, Esperanto wears out. Tries to find himself a frag, but cannot close it against the Deagle. And well, Hard Legion, they've did it again. It is going to be 5-2 and another eco round lost. Or won, whilst anti-eco setup lost for contact. Double up to reply with. That is a tall order there. That's a lot of money burned through right now for contact, and let's see if they are good for it.
Ooh, Otto catches
Certainly.
Rage on the jump over. Perfect first frag to find. Esperanto again. Second AWP is always being a nuisance. Otto does miss the shot. Thankfully backed away just in the matter of time. Smoke down. Block the molly. Realizing that there's still a player deep inside of Pop Dog. Gets out safely though. Decent damage done to the contact side, but just not able to find any kills to trade the offset at this point in time. But oh, look at Esperanto. Already aggressive in the flanks. Something that maybe they're not even yet aware of. Of course they're not. Kinky isolated down Ivy. Such a good round from contact. Again, like you said, put a lot into that buy round to ensure the safety. And that is exactly what they're able to come out with. Second AWP. Esperanto looking absolutely brilliant. They'll retrieve Otto's as well, so stopping the expenditure. Another tactical pause from Hard Legion. They do seem to be struggling to get over this hump right now. Contact actually making great rounds here so far on Train.
Really are, aren't they? And it's bringing out a new page for contact, potentially. Something that we had hoped to see throughout the last few weeks. We've been having them here at the tournament, and well, certainly it's a nice welcome change to finally see a little bit of life from the squad, because this is the performance that we've wanted to see all this time, especially against a team like Hard Legion. As I said, a good stepping stone, a good team to prove yourself against. They have quite a few hardy results behind them, and certainly are no joke, no matter of a joke. And I am very happy to see Contact performing this well and keeping a sturdy lock on all the shenanigans they are known to do. Emmy, great stuff. As Scrad tries to be sneaky, or well, not even sneaky, just quick about it. Gets himself caught in the swing, and Otto not gonna wild it yet, although Esperanto missing a chance.
He does manage to fire back at least. Get the trade forward. Letney tagged, but sprays through the smoke.
Wow.
Esperanto again on that secondary AWP. I am impressed with him so far. Second to close it out. 11 kills on the board now. And it's another gun round down the drain for Hard Legion. Contact are actually looking very good on Train. This is completely foreign for this side. Train is not one of their great maps. I mean, you just look at the round win percentage after getting the first kill. It's 48%. That should not be translating into a 7-2 scoreline right now. Contact are doing great.
They really are, aren't they? And Otto, of course, a full eco for Hard Legion, not really much to be happy about. But just I would like to point out to how Hard Legion is currently playing in their current moment, in their current situation. They are down 7-2, as you said, and knowingly have between 40 to 50% win ratio usually on their T side. So this is a very, very, very weak Hard Legion side we're seeing. And we can definitely pinpoint to a few basic things. First of all, even on an eco like this, we've already said this on Inferno, you want to stick together. You want to at least hope to do something as a unit, not just split around the map, run out middle, run out B and hope to get something done. Be a bit more artistic about it, be a bit more open about it, you know, or let's see, not so vaguely just doing the same thing over and over again, which in essence we all know works if you have better firepower. If you have an AK, maybe you can try and open it up. With a deagle, chances are already down low twice over, so this is not easy.
Legion just so far not looking as well versed as we might have imagined on this map. Chips playing a very nice first little frontal angle, one that isn't widely expected. Forrest, a great headshot again, who has been looking a little scary with these Desert Eagle frags, but thankfully put down in the dirt. Close the round. 8-2 contact. They've already won the first half, getting up to the exact number of rounds that they got against Simon in the map of Train that they played exactly, I was going to say a week ago, but it's a little more than a week, but again, showing a massive sign of improvement so far. Hard Legion back on the rebuy. Rage not even into the AWP. They don't need that sort of stress in their life at the moment trying to manage a sniper. They just need to work as a side tactically. Otto, however, has to be careful. Gets caught down Ivy, at least the initial tag to come through, but Emmy, good response. Does get refragged though, as Rage able to provide the return. Keeps this the 4-on-4. Hard Legion again. Got the control established. Contact looking to really play up front aggressive though to deny this. Flashbang gonna come through. No, doesn't even need it though. Letney should be dead right now, peeking dry. I was about to say an amateur mistake, but he gets out with the kill. Sure, it's still very risky. Do not advise and do not want to see it again, but definitely gets out with a nice little frag. Ship's isolated on the B site, though. Has to be careful. Does he strike or wait for support? Well, he goes in on his own. Doesn't even need any help. Double from him and spots the third.
By all rights, Letney should have been dead. This never should have been happening, but it is. Rage, a 1-on-2, as you said, and a 42-second clock marker that will end his life as Ship stakes him out. It is going to be 9 rounds to contact. The hold here by Ships is what buys the round itself and makes it almost as easy. This is a very, very disappointing ending for Hard Legion and their T side. At least in this current state, it's starting to look very sorry. As we do know, they should have been reaching at least 6 to 7 rounds to make this a bit more competitive, to make sure that Contact are not going to be running away as easily as they seemingly are. And oh, Sviat, lucky to be alive right now. That nade, if only thrown a little bit lower, probably would have been connecting in and falling directly under his feet. Hard Legion. They're not really sticking their necks out for each other. They're mostly just looking out for frags in this case. And finally, they seem to be grouping up towards B.
Fortunately, they know that this is maybe the easier site to take. Got the utility necessary to at least smoke off connector and the middle passageway for the bomb to go down. Dips, though, seeming mightily aware of what is to come. Gets himself pushed up nice and close. The smoke down for Heaven as well allows at least the first player to pass through, but Ships is ready for one, but the trade's made already. Otto has looked a little wild with the AWP over the game so far. Letney catches out Emmy. There we go. That should be the round itself. Letney on the flanks now has been spotted after his first frag. B-bomb site that does give Hard Legion round number 3. Otto again, though, is, for me, seeming like the cause for concern. He's got plenty of frags, but he has been missing shots all through the series at the moment.
Yes, Hard Legion. Make it work in the most unbelievable of rounds. This is certainly coming in as a surprise many a times. Contact always seemingly to come short when it comes down to these anti-ecos cutting themselves dry, and economically speaking, they're lucky to have a surviving AWP as well as a little bit of money on the side so they can rebuy. But at 9-3, you don't want to be messing about too much. You're still not out of out of the exclusion zone particularly yet. 9-6 is realistic, and 6 rounds to Hard Legion would be a dream right now for them, given what they had to endure and given what has so far transpired, which would usually entail a very easy first half to contact. Bit of a failed jump attempt, but Hard Legion, hard at it. Double up back in the hands of contact still, though.
At least a lot of money into this round, and I think it is definitely worth it with the way that Esperanto so far has been playing on that AWP. Gives them a very scary aspect. Looking into this, Emmy, good first trade. They do get out with a refrag. Rage had to commit to that. Fortunately, does manage to close out one at least. They'll smoke down toward ramp. Dips now leaving himself isolated. Otto through the smoke, though. Closes down Crad and keeps this side alive, Esperanto. Second kill with those AWPs coming through this time. And, oof, Rage does get a tag, but... Oh, leg onto Esperanto. Rage baits the shot, baits the fallback, and it actually does somewhat work out this time. I think might be under the impression that he did fall back towards Ivy, though, so maybe Rage somewhat might be overextending the angle. Just good enough for Esperanto to land the spot. Forrester now isolated. Contact round number 10, keeping up with this spree that they're on at the moment. Looking like a very convincing side here on Train.
Definitely is, isn't it? Given how it all been played out, how it all worked out. It is quite the surprise. Contact, I'll be honest, I didn't expect him to be playing this well and keeping such good composure against an opponent like Hard Legion. It's usually very difficult, and we can see it's going to be this full buy for Hard Legion that gives them any sort of chance whatsoever to potentially still make this into a 10-5 first half, as they did on our Inferno. And oh, Kinky blinded. The timing couldn't be better for him as he spots Esperanto exiting the smoke. Though the return, it's twice as dangerous, twice as difficult, as Otto ND spots the player on top Train, or at least on the ladder. Can't really do much, but doesn't matter. That is going to be... Yeah, that is going to work out.
Wow. Contact. I'm impressed. Now, we have got to say that this is a bit more of a capitulation, let's say, from Hard Legion. Just in terms of, we can clearly tell by the way that they're playing, they are very abstract, very 1v1 based here in this T side. You can definitely tell that there is maybe more of a larger issue at hand right now, but, you know, Contact, they're doing well to give no respect to this Hard Legion side right now, and that's one thing that we saw they struggled with against Honoris. They started out the very, very slow CT side, and Honoris were able to rattle off plenty of rounds on the T side and really hit home hard. So it's nice to see that this side right now of Contact is being as ruthless as we know they can be, because losing 13 rounds on a half against Honoris, we can't see that repeat against a more punishing side that we know Hard Legion can be when they're on a roll. In Contact, they're just getting their job done. I mean, unfortunately, Hard Legion just seem to be not able to claw themselves out of the dirt right now, but Contact won't care. They're just getting the series essentially already in their back pockets right now. It's final round of the first half, a chance of 12-3. This is a very strong CT side from a team that don't really even have the fundamentals down on Train. We've seen their previous games. Played 7, lost 7. That's never a good sign.
Indeed it isn't, and well... Nonetheless, seems like 12-3 will be realistic. As Rage and Forrester are left alone, Krad and Kinky and Sviat are all but... well, they are gone. They're still there in spirit, as long as this round lives or is still yet up in the air. Hard Legion have a chance, and maybe they haven't gone in vain. Rage, though, comes down bottom, his... full bottom exposed. That is going to be a 1-on-4 with Forrester left. Well, he's going to have to grow a few big forests if he's going to want to cover them all. 45. I'm not really sure what he can hope to achieve besides maybe, just maybe get rid of one. And then see where that leads you to. Well, the answer already seems to be no for that as well. 12-3. A very convincing performance out of Contact.
Very impressed so far. This is great for them. PR as well is not even that high, to be fair. Ships is on an incredible KD. At a 3.0 flat going into the second half. If you contrast that with Sviat on a 0.13, that's a massive turnaround, but a very weakened half for Hard Legion overall, unfortunately. And essentially, it's going to be down to the pistol round. If they can't keep themselves in this one here, Hard Legion, then it is going to be, unfortunately, a very fast series yet again here. 3-13 for Krad, 2-15 for Sviat. Hard Legion just having very tough time. All 5 of Contact, double-digit frags. Esperanto I've been impressed with so far, but Ships has been a great hold on that B bomb site. There's really been very little weakness on the side of Contact, really, that we could even point out on the CT side. They've actually looked a lot more comprehensive on a map that just a couple weeks ago, they were getting ruined by a newly formed Honoris side.
That's an excellent point you bring up. And it's kind of scary, isn't it, when you think about the fact that Honoris can then bring down a bit of a titan, a small demigod, we can say, maybe, to be a bit more exact, without having too much of practice, without having even too much time to play with each other yet. Hard Legion, though, I do believe that time here is of the essence, and I think that is not even a belief, that is a fact, and we'll have to hold them for their proverbial horns and lead them, apparently, because it's not looking good. They are left stranded. 3 rounds only. Losing the pistol will spell doom. Losing the gun round will do the same. If they wish to have any sort of chance of a comeback, any sort of chance of a return journey, they'll have to at least go into halfway behind Contact before letting anything slip. Meaning, you know, 12-6 would be the optimal result, where they could still claw it back if in case they lose a round, but let's see how it goes.
Ooh. Nice hold from Krad. Emmy does manage to return it once, though. Ships with a second. Rage keeps the dream alive. One will go down, but Kinky right place, right time. Emmy isolated into the 1-on-3. Should be the pistol round now secured. Hard Legion. Doubt that they mess up this sort of endeavor. And thankfully, they won't. 12-4, Hard Legion off the mark. They will get themselves a pistol round. 3 out of... Oh, was it Hard Legion that won the pistol? Or was it... No, it was Contact, wasn't it?
Contact.
Yes, they've won 3 out of 4 so far, but Hard Legion taking maybe the most important one right now.
Definitely is. Given how it's all going, how it had been so chaotic in our first half. Hard Legion, the pistol is the start. And it's a beginning that they might be able to sprout a few more seeds out of. But it is pistols and Kevlar only for Contact. They have not decided to go for full investment. I love that because they know... Oh! Yo! Oh, that is gonna hurt real big time. Oh, Speranto! There we go!
No! Okay.
Like I said,
Oh dear.
that's the thing.
Dear.
That's the thing, right? They don't even need to buy to win. As Contact back into a 1-on-3, with Forrester getting eliminated as easy as that. And you know, that's the scary part. You win the pistols, sure. You expect AKs to go against you, and Esperanto comes out with a deagle that is straight out of hell, and it's just, oh my, that is too much. Hard Legion, they are in dire trouble. 13-4, losing an anti-eco. I wouldn't have said anything if it was a full force, but hot damn. Contact. Looks like 14 might just be unavoidable.
Feels like it. Esperanto putting the pressure onto Krad, already finds the early kill of the round here. Eagle from Rage is going to at least chime back for one of his own, but Esperanto has to be careful. Sviat, nice little entry. Catches out on to Letny. Decent damage from the molly. Kinky again, though. Here we go. Pistols.
Come on, man.
More importantly, Deagles keeping this round alive so far. Sviat on the top of Train as well. Surely not going to be expected. The timing could not be worse. Back-to-back forced by rounds. Hard Legion take it.
Like, how do you... Never mind, we're used to this. Contact, it's on them, solely on them. And that's about it. One by one, we go in. Yeah, timeout. Thank you. Thank you for that. I wanted to see the timeout. Because they need to time out. They need to slow the hell down and calm themselves, above all else. Calm the high energies and the high emotions that are running through their veins right now. Just electrifying. They needed to be a bit more careful. They wanted to close it out with effective immediately. Lucky that they have the money left over. Up on auto. AK, Galil, Deagles. Let's see how this fares.
Is an interesting one. Who do you want to see the AWP more in the hands of at this point, right? Esperanto or Otto, with considering the shots that Esperanto has been rattling off all game. You would have liked to see it, but that's a great entry. Otto using the angle nicely, putting that AWP to work already.
Oh, that's going to scare them.
Definitely. They think that this is now a full buy, surely. The fact that Otto has an AWP posted. As soon as they spot this AK out as well, or if Ships fires a shot, they realize now that, well, maybe there are more rifles in this round than we come to imagine. And Forrester, he has to be on high alert. The pressure already down to this B site. They surely realize now Ships taking out Forrester, the B bomb site put under lockdown. The Sviat and Ships,
that's it.
They exchange. There's the round. Crad last alive. They do and expect the flank. There we go. Forced by round works for contact. Money gone for HL. Can we have some normality, please?
That's... In normal terms, in normal conditions, this should be the ultimate capitulation of Hard Legion. 14-5, they are out of money, just got twice reset. They are literally on the thin ice that is already breaking underneath their feet. A scout on Rage, the rest with Deagles. I'm not gonna say they can't win. They've just won around 2 rounds. Well, they've just taken a round like this 2 rounds ago. But Contact should be playing smarter this time. At least they should be a bit more vigilant, a bit more prepared. I say it, they still lose. But quickly regain composure. Ships is keeping a keen eye out. And that should be a wrap. 15-5, ladies and gents, is coming on the board as Hard Legion is about to have to say goodbyes and good nights for this tournament. As they're out of money, they're out of rounds, they're out of hope by the looks of it. And they're about to be out of this tournament.
Definitely does feel like it, right? The buy round that they've got, again, reliant on the pistols. Not even a scout invested. Possible to get one? Yeah, Crad will go for it. Glass cannon. Definitely not the route that you want to be taking for the survival of the series itself. Here we go, Letny. Straight out onto the back of the bomb site. Inside of Sandwich he goes. Great first entry, though. Sviat finds a second.
Okay.
This now keeps Hard Legion alive. They scramble to AKs. Now looks doable. Smoke down. Sviat gets caught out as the first. Ships trades 2. Keeps the game alive for contact. Back to a 3-on-3 with plenty of time on the clock. Forrester, if he dies here, might be in jeopardy, but Ships again. The only man to keep the dream alive right now. Back to a 2-on-2. The bomb on the rotate. Ships needs to try and pull back. 30 kills for him as well in this game so far. He's having a blazing series on Train at the moment.
Indeed he is. Blazing fire and blazing lightning fast executions and takes. Crad. Oh boy, this is going to be a true test of metal. Emmy, he's going to be lining up the shot soon enough. Let's see if he's going to be ready. Crad! Emmy sleeping behind the wheel, unfortunately for him, though. Well, luckily for him, Ships is ready, and unfortunately for Crad, his headshot is not going to be enough. Back into a 1-on-2 now. Forrester. This is it. It's his time to be a star, to shine brighter than a diamond. Some would like to say. Can't imagine shining brighter than a diamond, though. That's pretty hard as it is. You have to be, what's the name of the vampire from the Twilight series?
Oh, Edward.
Edward, yeah. You need to be Edward to shine brighter than a diamond. Well, Contact, at least they approach that level to a certain degree. 16-5. They make this second map look a lot easier, a lot simpler, a lot cooler. And, well, certainly their own. 2-0 in this best of 3.
Very, very solid victory. Hard Legion, even with 75% win rate, and Contact on 0% win rate on a map like Train, they're still able to deliver. They come through and steamroll the second map. The first, very close. The second, not so much. Contact, they have set themselves up with a rematch against Fate in the final best of 3. And off of the back of Train, I never would have expected that. I think when we see Train in a veto for Contact, you always think the worst, unfortunately, just because of the proven track record that they've got. 7 maps is plenty of a sample size to think that this map is just not one of the stronger ones for Contact, but they turned it around massively. 16-5 is a very comprehensive victory.
I'll have to say, they didn't get to meet each other today yet, but, you know, definitely we'll have that opportunity. We'll definitely have a chance to show their worth, and if they can keep up this pace, as we do know, Hard Legion, they're, like I said, a good stepping stone, a good opportunity to show their quality. They do so exactly. 2-0 is definitely a show of hand and a show of true determinants. Now Fate, another opponent that is likely to a certain degree to how Hard Legion are. Shouldn't be held to such high a standard perhaps as we do Hard Legion, but still very hard to beat at a normal pace. So I'm going to be eager to see that. Contact, they definitely don't have an easy job ahead of them.
Yeah, definitely not. Again, we know the Bulgarians are very thorough, very tactical. Fate, of course, I believe they had a stand-in for the early game as well. Blocker coming in as far as I could tell on HLTV, so we'll see whether that is going to be apparent through the series, of course, but we'll head into a short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in approximately 55 minutes or so to start breaking down the series that is at hand. Contact versus Fate. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you in a matter of moments. We'll be right back.